Mm. What happening? What's happening? What's what happening? What's happening? Hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Woo! Oh. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? 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 One Piece. Chapter 1163. Of course, it's another one. Heard it's one of them ones. So we out the way. Jorge. 27. Appreciate you, bro. Say love you, bro. No homo. All homo. Love you too, bro. Good East today. Greatest chapter of the year. People said that last week. We've been hearing that every week now. So I'm not sure what to expect. Screw break weeks be so back. Well, here's the thing. We got to enjoy this right now. Because what's about to happen is we're about to get to December. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know after December, when we get to December, we about to have hella breaks. They're about to be like golden weeks, silver weeks. All this shit about to happen. She's about to get like maybe 1 or 2 chapters in December. Shout out to Mr. Dens. Joining fam, appreciate you. Charles, what's happening? So last I remember is Rocks being revealed. Catch me up. Damn. Rocks being revealed? Oh, Charles. It's too much. It's too much. That's the last thing you've seen? Oh, God. It's a lot. It's a lot. We'll do a little TLDR after the chapter. To Jay Wallen. Oh, Jay's crashing out. Oh. Maybe watch Jay's crash out after the stream. We see Caster in the chat being a little freak. Shout out to Freaky Caster. Dr. Umar. How you feeling, brother? Savage Emperor. What's happening? Okay, don't tell me what he's crashing out about, because I don't want no spoilers in the chat. We'll talk about it after. All right. What's happening in the world? I'm trying to think. It's something I wanted to mention. Something recently happened. I'll forget. Oh, the NBA. Niggas gambling. How coach get arrested for gambling? I say this, right? I used to have like FanDuel and DraftKings and things like that. Like I even have it now. And I can understand how people can get addicted to gambling because they can see, like, I put $5 in, I could possibly win $5,000. I mean, it's a long shot every time. But I don't know, like, you see the obvious setup, right? You see the obvious setup with these gambling sites. But for some people, they can't get out of it. I think for me, I put $5 in. You know what I'm saying? If I hit, then we're going to use that money for the rest of the season. Once that's done, I'm done. With the NBA, though, a coach being a part of this, I'm like, Chauncey, you don't need the money that bad, right? You don't need gambling money that bad. I don't, like, you're Chauncey Billups, unless, like, you got some nasty shit going on behind the scenes where you need the bread, but as a coach, why are you gambling? But, I mean, maybe he wanted the rush, you know, of gambling, and that's what a lot of gamblers say. It's not even about the money. It's about just the feeling they get. So, yo, Keenan said they got a highlight reel on Twitter of Terry Rozier. I saw that, bro. I saw Terry Rozier. There's like, nobody can play this bad. I'm like, bro, you're in the NBA, bro. Why you? But, you know, that's where a lot of people come from. Shooting dice, cards, dominoes. You know what I'm saying? Some people just addicted to that. Once you start making more money, you start betting more money. Who knows what holes these niggas in? That sounds crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Watch the press conference. I'll probably watch the press conference after. But that's what niggas doing. They got too much money. I feel like if everybody in the chat right now got 1 million dropped into their account right now, 90% of the chat would blow it. Maybe 95% would blow it. That's a fact, bro. We'll just blow it. But, you know. If I got an M, I'm gone. I call it Ruby Rose. That's the thing, right? That's the thing where a lot of people say, like, nah, I'd invest it. And niggas would just buy a house, which is a good investment. But a lot of niggas would blow their money. Would just blow it because they have no idea how to handle that type of money. And they would think it's more money than it actually is. Like $1 million, I'm good. I'm buy a house, buy a car. I got my mom straight. I get my brother some money. Yeah. Like, that's it. That's the mill. And then after the fact, they like, yeah, you got to pay taxes on that. And it's like, wait, what? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Well, all right, let me ask real quick. We got 2 more minutes of yap. What would y'all spend? What's the first thing you would spend you get $1 million dropped in your account right now. What's the first thing you spend it on? The first thing you spend it on. Great. Javon says, great chapter. This helps Garp a bit. No. Appreciate you, Javon. No hints about the chapter. I'm ready yet. That's not a spoiler, but just, no hints. Paying off my debts, paying off a house for sure, house, land, Knicks tickets. I'm flying out the baddest OnlyFans. Caster, how high are you willing to go on that, Caster, to fly out the baddest OnlyFans chick? Violet Myers? Flying out Violet Myers? I mean, I respect it. Paying off my house, paying off my debt immediately, my own house. $15K? All right. I don't know. That $15K is not terrible when you just got $1 million and I'm running it raw. All right. Football guy, what you doing? Who's this calling Sweetie? Nah, I don't think y'all can afford a Sweetie with $1 million. She gonna take half of that. Cheeseburger and gas, Violet Gangy. Oh, that's crazy. That to get a loan to buy a multifamily, rent that out, let them pay for it. Oh man, I like the idea. Casino, $1 million, all on black. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Casino, 1 mil, all of it on black, flying out Brago. You think this is flying? I think he gonna fly me out for $1 million. That's insane. Brago is rock. Is Rocks a swordsman or more? Love the content. We'll talk about that after. Mellow Meadows, what's good, brother? Looking forward to this reaction. Let's get it. All right, it's time. So would you take that $1 million though? Bro, come on. Come on. $1 million? No. No, I'm not taking it. Come on, bro. Disco. It's pay my mom's student loans off, send money to school so I can finally get it done, save it for the rest. Depends on what we're doing. I'll give you, bro, we give you 10K max. What kind of, yo, what? First of all, I feel a way that niggas think they can just buy me out. Right? They can just buy me out. Like, yo, here's $5,000, pull up on me. What do you, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I mean, what we hooping? Right? We playing video games? Because I don't know what y'all expectations are with this flying out. I don't know what y'all expect with this flying out. That's insane, yo. Yo, Frodo's a discussion worthy for sure. Assemble. All right. I think I said, bro, how much? He cast it. Raging. He's raging. He's raging. You know why? He said he gonna burp on it. Yo, what? Yo, Q, what's happening, my brother? He said the biggest alpha. Nah, bro. Nah. I ain't cheap. All right. Anyway, let's get to the chapter. One Piece chapter 1163. Promises. All right. What is this? Cover art request by Toshika Zu. Luffy parkouring around town with a pack of Japanese macaws? You know what? I'm not gonna lie. This is probably better. All right, let me chill. Let me chill. Yo, shout out to my guy Q, man. My brother with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Q. Man. Yo, Disco, I was just thinking about that. I literally just was just thinking about that when I read it. He said, big love, I got feelings about this chapter and they wild. All right, let's see, because people are saying Jay was crashing out. Q said he got, all right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who got my brothers crashing out. Let's do. All right. Saint Saturn. What is this form? Is this an ability? I don't feel a way about it, but I feel a way. Okay? This is real quick. All right, let me, I'll come back. Stick with it. Such eyesores. What? Damn, he just killing all the Marines. Is going after the Marines? Isn't it on their side? Scratch that. Looks like he has it out for all of us. I'm not gonna lie. If you're in God Valley and he's packing up Marines and pirates, put in your papers the next day. Put in your, you can't still be a Marine after this. Everyone fall back. Keep your distance. Attacking is prohibited. Secure the escape route instead. Hey, get a hold of yourselves. This pain is oddly compelling. What are you babbling about, dummy? Damn it, my crew's been... Yaban, cover these guys. Carry the treasure and get out of here. Not this again. You just don't do anything crazy, okay? Upon like you always on some. Wait. So I skipped. I skipped what? It went from is going after the Marines, and then right after that, everyone fall back, keep your distance. Attacking is prohibited. Get a hold of yourself. This pain is oddly compelling. Damn it, my crew's been Gabon, cover these guys, carry the treasure out of here. This is like back to back. It ain't. What the hell is that freaking monster? No idea. Saint Saturn just transformed. One of the 5 elders, huh? This is my first time seeing one. What a fitting look for the head of those maggots. Vice Admiral, keep it down. Okay. Okay. Okay, Garp. Now, Garp, why are they maggots? Why are they maggots if you know nothing? If you know Dominican, if you're not black, you Dominican, Garp. You not black, you Dominican, but they maggots. Hey. Wait. Hey, if it isn't the Rat King, is this? Came to kill me in person, huh? Oh, the Rat King. Oh my God. So we got J-Moo in the chapter, but Jay is heavy on the Rock's Blackbeard agenda. So I don't know. It's like a contradiction of sorts. No? The Rat King. So thou art the one. So thou art the one. Davy Jones. You're afraid you got the wrong guy. I've never even met the man. That said, I believe promises are meant to be kept. This is precisely why your wretched ilk must be expunged from the annals of history. Moo's world remains incomplete. The world ain't yours. Rock's that crazy bastard. He's going after Saint Saturn. Now, what, Rear Admiral? Should we provide backup? Well, damn right we should. Move it. Vice Admiral Garp. Wait, what? Who exactly are you backing up? Garp! Energy! Okay! Okay! Garp is such a human, bro. Ah, damn. Like, who was I thinking about? We'll get to it. Wait, all right. The pirates are taking the treasure. Stop them. Those are world-renowned items. Things are getting pretty crazy. How's the transport situation looking? We're ready to go, Captain John. Then it's goodbye then, rocks pirates. All right, this is going to be important in the future. What's going on? What was that terrible shriek? A Navy ship? I'll have them take the kid. What the? What? The treasure. Our metals are reacting to something. Big eater. Oh! Bro. Bro, we talk about Jika and the damned one. Who would have thought we would see the damned one back in the flashback? I pray. Listen, I mean, it was speculated. It was speculated that, like, he could have this devil fruit, but damn. That's cool. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. It got to be Captain John's magnet power. It's causing a strong magnetic pull to the valley's southeast entrance. John, that snake. Sky Snake Red Cannon. Oh my God. Oh no. Well, that was short-lived. God damn. Wait, so he has Mr. Five's fruit? Oh. No way a booger took him out? But why, wait, why you call it this the red cannon, though? Nigga, it's a booger cannon. Sky Snake Red Cannon. All right, yo. Jesus Christ, that was short-lived. God damn. Oda, why do you do this? All right. At this point, I'm going to just assume the curse isn't with the person. The curse comes with the devil fruit. You gotta just assume that. First of all, with the Sky Snake Red Cannon, I'm assuming it's one of them long boogers, and he pulled off a little blood with it, and he rolled it up and called it a Sky Snake Booger Cannon. That's nasty, first off. That's a nasty attack, right? Just disgusting. But it pack a punch. It pack a punch. It one-shot Captain John. I don't know what to say. Probably want to name it something cool because if you're silly, there's just a booger. I think that's probably the case. But headcanon it, he put some blood on a booger. He had a long, slimy booger. He put some blood on it, rolled it up, Sky Snake Red Cannon. Boom. I mean, Oda, if you just hate the kid bloodline, just say that. I don't even know if it's his dad or whatever the hell it is, but Captain John. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, gosh. Okay, so then John falls. Hey, Ganzui, why'd you attack John? You really think that he'd split all that loot with us? Aren't each of those treasure chests worth at least $1 billion? A billion? Can't blame anyone for wanting to hog it all, really. Oh, Ganzui. Oh, Ganzui. He about to get ahead of his britches. He about to get... Oh, my God, Ganzui. I think... Didn't we see him without legs? Didn't we see him without legs in Thriller Bark? She about to take his legs. She about to take his legs. She about to take his legs. Yo, that's crazy. I'd at least try to split it with Shiki. Oh my God. You can't, Vice Admiral. That's one of the world's overseers. Looks like a pest to me. If Garp. I'm trying to rationalize the Marines, these fodder, saying trying to stop Garp, considering what Emu was just doing to them. But it's like, I think because Garp is so likable, they don't want Garp to get in trouble. Right? It's kind of like, Garp, we don't want you to do that because that's one of the world's overseers. Even though he's killing some of us, we don't want you to get in trouble because we're so fond of you. Now, Garp, it could be 1,000 of these fodder Marines. They can't hold you back. So let's see. Save some for me, Rocks. Kaido, you damn brat. I'll kill you. You jealous? Check this out. Oh! Mm. I think the crazy part, what I'm most moved by, because Garp is Galaxy Impact, obviously Roger's Divine Departure, Rox is more than likely Pandemonium of the Abyss, obviously Dragon, whatever the hell Kaido got, and Ikaku's Sovereignty. Whitebeard, this is the first ever named attack from Big Whitebeard. Shattering Void. Never, ever, ever. Now, a named attack from, I know niggas go nitpick. Well, let's just say young Whitebeard, young Big Mom, young Roger. From all of these guys. I'm not gonna lie. In this picture, we might have, this might be 6 people that's in the top 10 all time. Right? This might be 6 people that's in the top 10 all time. Six. I don't think there's ever been a combined attack as strong as this or ever will be. God Valley should not still exist. Ikoku Sovereignty? The first named attack from, we saw Whitebeard shaking the seas from getting mad. Pandemonium of the Abyss? Divine Departure? Galaxy. Wait, yo, niggas just get knocked out just from the attacks. What was that? Is this the start of Armageddon? Oh my gosh. You know what I just thought of? I just thought of the anime. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know we crap on Toei. I know we crap on Toei all the time, but Toei being in their bag, right? Especially for moments. And I know for this, what was that? Is that the start of Armageddon or something? Look alive. The treasure flew all over the place. Pick it up. You never miss a beat, really. A pirate's priorities never waver. Yeah. That was intense. Is the baby? Huh? What? Where did he go? Ah. Wait, Dragon lost Shanks? Ah. He was about to put him on a Navy ship. He lost Shanks. And Shanks went into a chest. Says Vincent, all these guys know. I want to say Vincent at this point, probably, as far as in the One Piece community, one of the more, probably the most famous one. So it's no surprise that people mention Vincent when they see things like this because, you know, I want to say, as far as animators, is Vincent. And it'll be like Megumi Shitani, but I think Vincent right now is probably the most famous. And Vincent has been active in the One Piece community, so his name is going to come up. And he's shown, obviously, an insane love for One Piece. And I think how he talks about animation. It's how us as fans of not only story but action talks about animation. Where for him, he loves hand-to-hand combat. He loves choreography, right? He wants it to be grounded, right? Like he talked about the Naruto and Sasuke hand-to-hand combat. He wants something like that in One Piece, right? So off of the love that you feel, it's kind of like, yeah, my first thought is Vincent too. So I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with it. Nah, shout out to Vincent, man. Shout out to Vincent. It's too late to throw it up. Shock bite. You gotta get with Vincent's catalog, man. It's extensive. It, it extends beyond One Piece, obviously. You got some fire in JJK too. It's too late to throw it up. Oh, he's talking about the devil fruit. Kaido's saying, I can't throw up the fruit. Like, it's done. Like, what do you want me to do? Big Mom. What you want me to do, Lin Lin? She's like, then pay me back. There they are. Yeah, My Hero as well. Far away in the forest, running. My attack was all it took. No way, it was all me. Hey, don't tell me you're... A new branch of the Davy clan, the woman and her child, frantically trying to survive. Such dangerous lives must not be set loose. How did he know? How does he know? What the fuck? The fuck? No. Oh. No. Okay. If his observation is that precise and of that magnitude, how does Sabo and Wapple and them even get close to... How does Rox even get close? I mean, you can assume like he's not using it, but the Holy Land was being attacked before Rox did that. No. Okay, let's say it's not passive, right? The Holy Land was being attacked, both when Sabo got in there and when Rox got in there. So I would assume you'd use observation hockey to snipe them out. But maybe it wasn't worth it. Didn't... I don't know. I don't know. And observation hockey, it's such a... We know it's inconsistent. The only thing consistent about observation hockey is the inconsistency. But if we're going to do this, I think we got to get to a point where it's highlighted that people have... If their observation hockey is strong enough, it can nullify you being found by observation hockey. you know, and it's something small, but it's just about consistency. And that would then everything makes sense. Like if your observation hockey is strong enough, somebody can't just use observation hockey to find you because you're blocking the signal, essentially. It's something small, but like, you know. I didn't want to say it, Brian. I didn't want to say Zetsu observation. But yeah. Yes. Yes. I mean, hockey clashes have been a thing. The hockey clashes that we've seen in One Piece are very almost primitive. You know? Yeah, like it's almost like my hockey stronger than your hockey. But it's not, it's straight physical. We don't see the hockey clashes on an observation level, per se. Okay, wait. All right, so Emu figures out where Rox's kid and child is. Huh? It will not be Mu who acts. What is this? It doesn't hurt or even itch. Thou shalt be the one. No. Okay. All right. Now we have a problem. Thou shalt be the one to exterminate them. Go forth and slay your wife and child. Huh, that's absurd. What are you talking about? Domi Reversi. What is this? It doesn't even hurt or itch. I gotta think about this one. I don't know if because of my affinity for rocks. I don't know if because rocks is so damn powerful. It feels too easy to Domi Reversi him. But now there's several issues that I have with things. If Domi Reversi is this powerful and you can just Domi Reversi anybody, when I capture Roger, the Pirate King, I'm not walking him out to execute him. I'm going to Domi Reversi him. For Garp, being insubordinate, I'm not just going to have him be a part of the work. I'm going to Domi Reversi him. Why? We don't know the full extent of the rules yet, and I think that's what I'm waiting on. But if anybody can just be Domi Reversi'd without any consequence to Emu, but Disco, even if somebody's Domi Reversi'd, they would never know what happened to them. Unless there's a time limit for this. I need to know the conditions before I get mad at it, but as of right now, it feels unbelievably OP. And here's the tough part about it. Domi Reversi is not going to work on Luffy. Probably none of the Straw Hats. Or it might be a situation, even if it works on the Straw Hats, Luffy might be somebody that can reverse it himself because he's Gear 5. And he might be able to protect people from being Domi Reversi'd by giving them Nika cloaks. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I don't know. I mean, we did talk about rocks being Domi Reversi's. Not gonna act like this is like a complete shock. I'm just surprised at how easy it was. That's my thing. I'm surprised at how easy it was for it to happen. Jonas says Emu's too strong. Top 6 guys did no damage. I don't know, bruh. The problem is, and then we also have the issue of how was Scopper. Scopper talks about hurting them through Conqueror's Hockey and some technique or whatever. I mean, we have 6 Conquerors here, and none of them were able to hurt Emu. So it has to be something. Okay. All right. Let's let's think through it a little bit. More people have speculated Domi Reverse only works in a person's homeland. That's why Emu was able to take out the Lunarians and the Giants. Why only the homeland, though? I don't... Yo, Flame, what's happening? In their homeland? So you got to take Luffy to East Blue? Cyber says Garp supporters are right is all I know. Yeah, Garp, the ball's on Garp. The ball's on Garp. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this chapter definitely helped Garp a little bit. And I think it helps Garp because Garp attacked Emu. And he's still walking around. Garp is literally looking at Emu and the Gorse saying, you pussy. Yeah. So I'm cool on Garp. It's cool. This is not on Garp. This is more so on the government and the Gorse for allowing Garp to remain a Marine. But Garp did see them killing Marines. So it's just like, I don't know. Y'all remember Harley the mural? Like, come on. Emu was strong. It was like mad dudes. Justin said, I'm surprised the island was still standing after that Kaleb attack. And they did say, if like Saturn said after all this, something is going to get unleashed that Emu was worried about. So what the hell is going to be unleashed that can bother Emu? Yeah, I see Loki getting Domi Reversi and being Luffy's opponent for this arc. I think Domi Reversi is... I don't think it's bad on its own. I think it's bad with context. And it's not context of the story. I think context of us as anime fans. Because we've seen enough anime where somebody has the power to turn friends against each other. And so we're kind of like, right? Because we feel like we've seen it before. Oda could turn it on its head and completely blow our expectations out the water, but we've seen this trope before. So I think that's why it feels like, okay, we've seen this before. It feels plot armory. It feels Mickey. Because we've seen it before. And I think it's not necessarily about the story, because we haven't gotten context about Domi Reversi yet. We need more context before we crash out, I think. The issue that I have, and again, it's not based on One Piece, based on other series, is that the enemy has a broken ability, right? That can somehow destroy or affect other really strong foes, even as strong as the MC, but somehow the MC is always the exception to this thing. And so the one thing that kind of sets this person apart ends up not mattering to the MC. So now it becomes a regular fight. When Bryn says it has to feel powerful and hopeless, we have deliberate actions and words used by Emu each time as potential conditions. Emu needs feats. It feels cheap, but I trust Oda. I think that's kind of where I am. We can't deny that it feels cheap. It feels cheap. It feels like what? But, and this is because it's One Piece, well, they give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's see the conditions. Let's see like how long this lasts. I feel like it's kind of too soon to crash out. Just a little bit. But you can't admit it don't feel good. So shout out to my guy TD with a 20. Appreciate you, TD. So that's why people speculate it has to be in their homeland. Domi homie in Latin. Reversi isn't a Latin term, but has roots and could go back to mean go back or return. I don't like the homeland thing. I don't like the homeland thing. I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can only get Domi Reversi in your homeland. I don't like that. It was a cheap move, but so was Aizen's Bankai. Let's not do that. No. Wait. I think Aizen's Bankai was done way better than this, in my opinion. Or Shikai. He said Shikai, whatever. It was done way better than this. That didn't necessarily feel cheap. And Aizen was a monster. Either way, wait. Why are we shitting on Bleach? No, leave Bleach out of this. Leave Bleach out of this. One thing is going to happen every time something in One Piece is kind of something else going to catch a stray. Like y'all ain't complain in Fairy Tail. They did. They did. What? No, let's keep it here. But I do understand why people are pulling from other series, because I think other series it's affecting how we feel about Domi Reversi. I'm gonna be honest, because typically when this happens, it's bullshit. When the strongest person from the other side gets taken over, typically when we see this in anime, it's bullshit. So people are a little skeptical or hesitant or apprehensive. Ugh. Shout out to Bazue with the 70. Canadian said, appreciate you, Bazue. Seen how Zebek sliced Saturn's leg and then basically trisect Emu at the end there. Eric, not sure about Christian because I ain't seen him say shit. Anti-swordsmanship agenda delusion just kept dying as his flashback kept going. I didn't even know that was a conversation with this chapter. I'll just say this. This entire swordsmanship debate is stupid. It's genuinely stupid. And I think I'm probably past it. I'm probably out of it. I'm probably over it because the swordsmanship debate is entirely stupid. I think that the entire point of this debate is to upscale Mihawk. That's the entire point of this debate. To upscale Mihawk, and it goes back to Mihawk versus Shanks. And it is dumb. It is a dumb debate. And I think it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, I think if we get in the thralls of like toxic power scaling and you're just trying to go back and forth and whatever, then I understand it. But I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm legit at the point where it's just like, I don't care about any swordsmanship. It's a tired debate. Cut the cameras. I'm done. All right. What? That's where I am with it. I don't care. So, because, honestly, I do not know how. I mean, Rock's slicing Emu like this. They're like, man, he's not a swordsman. And it just goes back to just like a bunch of technicalities or upscale conversations, which, you know what? I'll say this. People have their focuses and the reasons why they read One Piece. And, you know, teach their own. That's just not one of the reasons why I'm reading the story at this point. But I mean, Rox is indeed a swordsman. However, I do think, again, the entire debate is silly and it's disingenuous on both sides because the entire point of this debate is just to catch, it's just a gotcha. The entire point of the debate is not even to prove the other person wrong. It's just to catch the other person in a contradiction, which I think it's legitimately intentional. So, no, bro, I don't care. People believe what they want to believe. Garp protected Blackbeard, and that's why Roger left Ace with him. And Luffy hybrids form will give everyone their cloaks. I do think Garp protects Blackbeard. Now, I don't know if that's the only reason why Roger left Ace with him. I think Garp is obviously... Bro. Oh, man, who was I thinking about? Oh. And here's where we are. I was talking about like good and honorable because I was watching Better Call Saul, or let's say I was watching Breaking Bad, and I was thinking of Mike. If you watched it, you understand. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I was thinking about Mike. I was like, most people would think Mike is a good man, but I think Mike is more honorable than good. Where it's at the end of the day, it's kind of like people are gonna have their gray and things that they do. Where no matter what, even if somebody kills people, right? There's still a code that certain people abide by that you can still say, I still classify them as a good person. But I think being even more than good, I think honorable is even of a higher caliber. Because with honor, I think there are more lines that you won't cross, because good is is subjective. It depends on what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. So that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So it's like a code, right? And I feel like we understand there's a code that Garp has, right? No matter what, no matter how you feel about his decisions that he's made, you will always view Garp as a good man because you know there's certain lines that Garp will never cross. And I think that's the difference. And I think that's where I am now as far as like good, bad. What lines are you willing to cross? And when you think of it that way, I think it's really easy to separate people between good and bad, right? Like, for instance, Law and Kid, right? I think Law would kill people if he had to. Like, Kid would kill people if he had to. But is there a line that Law wouldn't cross? Absolutely. Is there a line that Kid wouldn't cross? He doesn't give a fuck. And so I think that's what it is. I think that's where I am with it. And I think with Garp he follows a code. Now it goes back for like even Blackbeard and Rocks, right? Blackbeard and Rocks is kind of the same thing where like, is there a line that Blackbeard wouldn't cross? I don't think so. But Rocks seemingly has a code and a line that even he's not willing to cross. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. With Garp and honor, or is he a good person or whatever. All right. But as I said, at this point in the grand scheme, the grand power scheme, I have Dragon, Akainu, Kaido over Shanks and Mihawk respectfully. If I'm just going off the top, I'm not gonna lie. Imu's in a category of his own, right? Imu's in a place of his own. Then I probably have still Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard. I don't know. I don't know. We got 2 months till the top 30, so we'll talk about it. But we do need to do a top 30 all time before then. Sure, Zebek got Domi, but I don't think Imu won't have full control of Zebek. He still attacks Imu, then goes on a rampage on the others after. If Imu does a Domi and Rock starts to attack Imu after the Domi, I mean, it gives Rock some credit, I guess. But even to start getting comfortable when Luffy starts power cliffing people like Roger and Rocks. Well, I think it's going to be undeniable once Luffy fights Imu, right? It's going to be undeniable because Luffy will be able to withstand all these things in some way. Like, I see it now, y'all. I see it now. October 23rd, 2005. Luffy's going to get impaled by Imu. And Luffy's going to start laughing and says it tickles. And Imu's going to be like, huh, why isn't it working? What's going to happen? 2025. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Luffy's going to get impaled, and he's just going to say this tickles. Like, it's... He is the sun god. Yeah. Roger and Garp versus the Domi Rocks Pirates. Yeah, and this is where the narrative comes from, where Roger and Garp had to team up against Rocks. JT walks to the 5, says Imu just must threaten Dragon because ain't no way Garp just gets a pass for swinging on Imu. Bro, we got to see how it plays out. But that's why I say Garp gets a pass for me, because Garp swung on the boss and he's still walking around. And then Imu found out about, I mean, because they're on the island, he found out about Rox's family. Yet Garp just leaves Luffy with the Don and it's good. Roger leaves Ace with Garp and it's good. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm the world government, I would have somebody monitoring Garp at all times. To Garp's protect. Okay, wait. All right, let's go back. Indifference with the 5 said it appears to just be a demon devil contract. Imu gives a command, tells them to fulfill it. Once they fulfill it, they turn back to normal. Just my guess. My issue is that it's not a contract because it's not accepted by the other party. It's forced upon them. You see what I'm saying? Even if Imu tells them what to do, it should be a situation where, because of a hostage or whatever, they're forced to accept it. And because of the acceptance, now it's forced into a contract. This ain't a contract. This is slavery. Right? He just tells them what to do, and that's what they do. What if their ancestors signed a contract way back? Then we're starting to get into some interesting territory. If it's a contract that was signed by their ancestors with Emu, that their entire bloodline can be Domi Reversi'd, then we get into interesting territory. Now, do we think that's something Harold will do? Unless this was done before Harold, right? Where the contract with the world government is one that's, your entire bloodline belongs to me. So him asking if you're Davy Jones wasn't just about knowing if, obviously he knows Rox isn't Davy Jones. It's almost him confirming the bloodline so he could be Domi Reversi. So I actually like that. I actually like that idea. Why would the Elbaf Giants do that? Well, the thing is, who does it have to be to uphold that contract? Right? Who can, but I guess it depends. Like, if it's your bloodline, then it doesn't matter who it is, as long as it's your bloodline. Harold had to sign to get an alliance with the king. That means Loki can get Domi Reversi'd, if that's the case. Right? And if that's the case, that means Blackbeard can get Domi Reversi'd. If we're going off of that idea. It's a generational curse, which is crazy. I like that. That is crazy. Shanks as well, y'all. Shanks as well should be able to get Domi Reversi'd. If we're using that premise. I'm not gonna lie. Chat is making me feel better about Domi Reversi. Making me feel better about it. I think we can't crash out yet. Let's see. Because you know what this feels like? This feels like time travel. When time travel got revealed in One Piece, people were just as mad, if not even more upset, about time travel. I'm talking about people were mad. Because it was like, oh, here we go. Oda with time travel? That's what we doing in One Piece? And because of how broken time travel is in everybody's mind. And strict rules. Right? We had strict rules with time travel. I don't think time travel broke the story. I think Oda did a great job with Toki. I think it was done exceptionally well. So with Domi Reversi, I'm willing to give it a chance. But I understand the fear. I understand why people are like, yo, why is top one Rox getting Domi Reversi? And I can say for myself, a part of it is because I like Rox a lot. And I don't want to see him go out like this. Daniel Huff said, was the community really that sick? I wasn't around the OP community at the time. Oh, man, Daniel. There are moments in the One Piece community where the community's in an uproar. Big Mom showing back up in Wano was one of them. Amnesia was one of them. Time travel was one of them. This was for different reasons, but Luffy versus Katakuri was one of them. The end of it. Kinemon surviving Kaido was one of them. This is for funny reasons, but Enel coming back in Wano was one of them. Not really Enel coming back. It was the silhouette of Toki with the scabbards that looked like Enel. That was a funny Funny unconfirmed crash out. Yeah. So those moments, they happen. They happen in the community. I think this is one of them. And I think we just gotta wait and see. I'm not gonna lie. I first saw it, I'm pissed because I'm like, it's rocks. And I'm like, God, we saw it coming. And again, this goes back to how great the community is. As trash as the community can be sometimes with like toxicity, this goes back to how great the community can be because a lot of people kind of got to this conclusion. Like, more than likely, we've talked about it here. More than likely, Rocks got Domi Reversi'd, and that led to the Roger and Garp having to fight against him. So I feel like we've gotten so good at some things in One Piece as far as the discussion and theories and predictions that when something happens, if it's too telegraphed, like this is one of the communities where like we get mad when we get something correct. Or if it's like, it feels too telegraphed, but like some people are really like that. I think this community is really like that when it comes to predictions and theories. Like they go deep. Like it'd be right after the stream, somebody sent me something on Twitter like, what do you think about this? And it's something from chapter 323 with some random person talking about some I'm like, how the hell you find this? And so I think this is a testament to how great the community is more than anything. And that's why it kind of feels meh, but it is cheap. It is cheap. But, I think the community has gotten really good at predictions. I can imagine how frustrating that is for Oda, where, like, he has a bunch of different ways he wants to go with the story, and, like, one of the editor brings him a theory, like, a lot of people are talking about Rocks getting Domi Reversi'd, and that's why he's like, fuck. Should we change it? Should we do something else? And they're like, yeah, but that's a good plot point. Like, should we like it's one of those things. Nah, and then One Piece still like breaks our ankles all the time, so Oda's that is all next, man. Yeah. And then we don't know what happens next. We still have to see what happens next, y'all. Exit 17, appreciate you, my G, joining Famo. Muhammad said, drop 20. I don't know what money that is, but appreciate you, Muhammad. Didn't say anything though. Angelo said, I feel like I'm out the loop. Why is this emu stuff bad? The dude has an 800-year head start and controls the world. His powers should be OD, right? Angelo, I don't think people are mad about like what's happening in the story necessarily. I feel like the sentiment comes from previous stories that use comrades being turned against each other and using that history, and also the fact that Rox has become such a likable character, and to put him in a position to kill his wife and child, I think it rubbed people the wrong way. But I think it's more so about like where this could go with Domi Reversi without understanding or knowing the restrictions. So I think we're jumping the gun. That's where I am. I think we're jumping the gun a little bit, and it just feels easy. It feels easy, feels cheap because of how broken a power it is. And also another part of it is that a lot of people predicted this. And I think, again, people like getting their ankles broken. The mystique of One Piece is not knowing what's going to happen. And when you can figure out or kind of see where it's going to go, I think that rubs people the wrong way. I don't think this is bad yet. Lunis Amirat says, do you think on the right side of the mural is Oda on top of Domi Reversi Zunisha, and that it was the betrayal? What you mean? Brandon, appreciate you joining family, my G. Exit 17 said OP's the only series that hates on his MC. It's sad. I don't know if people hates on the MC though. Like Luffy still loved more than any other character. Honestly, let's be fair, Exit 17. One Piece is the only one of the few stories, one of the few shonens where I never see anybody beating Luffy in a popularity contest. Ever. Nobody will ever beat Luffy in a popularity contest when it comes to the fans. Ever. Other shonen, it has happened. Right? In other shonen, it is quite common actually. In other shonen for other characters to be more popular than the MC. I think sometimes I'd say sometimes Luffy hate is just maybe sometimes people expecting more from the character or wanting more because they enjoy the character so much. And honestly, what I've seen from people not liking Luffy, because people say things about Luffy, but it's not really not liking Luffy, just being funny. Some people want growth from Luffy where they shouldn't expect it, I think. Right? Some people want, as people grow up, they want some of the stories that they enjoy for so long to kind of grow with them. And so I think Luffy's universally loved, especially for especially in the One Piece community. I would say as Gear 5 has led to some hate, but it's not about Luffy though. I think people hate Gear 5. People don't hate Luffy. People here, people hate the idea of Gear 5. But people still love Luffy. But no, I don't know, I feel like somebody beat Naruto. Somebody definitely beat Itadori. Midoriya got beaten before. So but for One Piece, nobody will ever beat Luffy in the popularity poll. That's how I see it, at least. It's because he's grown over the years, but Luffy and the crew has only spent 3 years. Yeah. Sasuke consistently beats Naruto. Ichigo, I'm willing to bet that Ichigo has lost the poll. I'm willing to bet Ichigo. As much hate, and I see genuine hate for Ichigo, by the way. I don't know for a fact, but I'm willing to bet that Ichigo has lost a poll. Sasuke's better. Killua is overgone. Who's Ichigo? Stop it. That shouldn't be funny. Yo, this is this is what I'm talking about. This is the disrespect I'm talking about, bro. What? I can't take y'all seriously. What? Say who's Ichigo? Ziggo said, I think it's also because we love all the other characters and power, intricacies of the story. So when something like this happens with Rocks, we don't like that Luffy's a sole exception. I think because of One Piece is everything to a lot of us as far as a story, right? It encapsulates so many different things from other stories. It is a fantastic odyssey, right? And so when things happen that we feel like could have been better, especially with the creativity that Oda's shown and the creativity of the series, another thing was Luffy defeating Kaido, right? People were mad at that. People were genuinely mad at how Luffy defeated Kaido. Because they're there's so many more creative ways it could happen. Why did it just happen this way? So I think that's just the thing where you expect a lot. People expect a lot from One Piece. Where does Sanji usually rank? Sanji's usually 3 or 4. More 3 than 4, I believe, but he is consistently beat out by Nami. They go back and forth, but 1, 2 is always Luffy Zoro. Sanji's always 3 or 4 between him and Nami. In the top 5, it's been Law, I believe. It's been Ace, right? Characters like that get into the top 5. But yeah. for the most part, those characters they stay where they are. But Luffy's always won. Luffy's always won. No matter what, Luffy's always won. Chopper, I want to say Chopper's around top 20. Top 20. Carrot was top 12? Top 10. No, Carrot was top 10. Carrot was top 10 in the last one. And then of course, Big Cat was like top 13, I think, something like that. Yeah. But it depends on the arc as well. But all right. Let me get through the super chats. Nobody's touching Yusuke. Some of you know I am in the process of rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho. Watched it so long ago, I rarely remember anything from the show. I'm gonna exclude Goku because Goku is like genuinely, I don't think Dragon Ball, Goku, and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Goku should not be in these like anime discussions, right? Like, it's let Dragon Ball be its own thing. It is above everything else, in my opinion. I think it's just like it's it, right? I don't think it's better than every series ever, but I think it's just greater than everything else. Yeah, exactly. It's like its own thing. As far as MCs, there are not too many. There are not too many MCs I can think of, or any better than Yusuke. Yusuke Urameshi. And again, I think it's just so many great things about the character. Love Yusuke. Guts is close. Guts is close. Yeah, and Yusuke is very relatable. And you know what I like about Yusuke? And Luffy does this sometimes too, where Yusuke does in the story what you want the character to do in specific moments. Like, y'all ever seen a moment where like a character's in a moment and something is happening and the character's reacting completely opposite than you think the character should react? Like, somebody's getting beat on or something's being said and the character's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't. With Yusuke, he don't give a fuck. Every single time Yusuke should do some shit, he is doing it. He is saying it. And I think it's just like, it's a satisfying feeling every time because he does it. Right? He does it. Mikasa is the same way. Levi, I'm saying Luffy does it sometimes too. Inuyasha is the same way. They would just say some shit. And so it's just like, I think that becomes likable. And that's the thing sometimes with Naruto. People are like, Naruto, what are we doing? Jotaro, you like when the MC does. Bro, they don't take shit. They don't take it, bro. And so I think for me, at least, that's what I really like about these characters. Like Yusuke, like, bro, it don't matter who it is. It don't matter. He's talking his shit to his moms, to his principal, right? To Botan. It don't matter, bro. Love Yusuke. I guess I like that quality, at least. Edward, Full Metal. You know what I'm saying? But Full Metal top 1. So you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that. But that's why one of my favorite moments in One Piece, and this might be gassing it, but one of my favorite moments in One Piece is it was in Egghead when Luffy pulled up on Kizaru. Like, can you pull up on Kizaru and said, what'd you say? What was it? Because it's like, he's doing what we think he should do, especially after what happened in Sabaody. Come on, bro. Like, this We gotta spin. We gotta spin. So that's what makes characters like that or moments like that enjoyable for me. Like they it's payback and it's on timing. And I think for a lot of people, that's why Chimera and Arc is so satisfying, because Gon becomes a completely different character. Gon becomes that type of character where, yo, no matter what the situation is, I'm reacting aptly. Gon becomes that. And of course, the spin back on Pito, I think that's what it is. I think we like that. We enjoy that trope. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Emu on Reversi Zunisha in the mural, not Oda. Oh. Wait. You just made me think of something. Remember Zunisha said that it betrayed Joy Boy? What if Zunisha got Domi Reversi'd? At this point, you got to start thinking about, like, all these things that could have happened. Like how, imagine in a war, Emu is able to turn your best man against you. And Emeth was apologizing to Joy Boy. What if Emu turned all of Joy Boy's comrades against him? Now I'm thinking about Nefertari Lily. Right? Because at the end of the day, if you have the power to control anyone, but that's the thing, Waka. I don't think he can turn Joy Boy. There's a reason why he can't turn Joy Boy. But I think Emu probably tried to turn. He probably turned him. You think it would work on Zoro? At this point, I'm thinking it's working on anybody except Luffy. Which, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When we go back to Elbaf, Oda might turn some of the Straw Hats. Because here's what Oda's gonna do. I think what Oda's gonna do before the end of Elbaf, he's gonna give us the rules to Domi Reversi. And I think it'd be perfect if he uses the Straw Hats to do that. Because, for one, Luffy's at a place now where I think he has the power to be able to handle it against the other Straw Hats. So I think it's the perfect time to show, like, the rules, the limitations. Because I don't think we get it here in the flashback. I agree, Disco. I think all of them should be susceptible except Luffy. They're gonna make Sanji versus Zoro. Here's the thing. In a moment like this, when we think about a character that will more than likely be turned, the character you think of is Sanji, right? Putting Sanji against Zoro and Sanji's Domi Reversi'd. And here's the thing. It also creates a caveat for Oda. It creates a caveat because if Sanji and Zoro are fighting equally, you can say, well, Sanji has gotten stronger in the Domi Reversi form, so that's why he's hanging with Zoro. Oda's a sick man. He's a sick man. And then also, Sanji did tell Zoro if he's being controlled to kill him. So if Sanji gets controlled in Elbaf, then Zoro's like, well, stupid cook, you told me if you ever got controlled to kill you. And I don't think Zoro would hold back. So, Here's the thing. There are few things I think would genuinely split the community and make it so it's toxic for like a good week. I'm talking about super toxic. If a chapter ends with Sanji getting Domi Reversi'd and going after Zoro, the levels of I'm talking about, right? There might be people changing their profile picture in support of their character. I'm talking about it's that level where I'm changing my profile picture before the chapter. Like that panel of Sanji being Domi Reversi'd, going after Zoro. And here's the thing. Not facts, Tyler. That would be, I'll change the category. But here's the thing. I don't think there will ever be an opportunity like this for it to happen where we see Zoro and Sanji fight seriously and it not be like some BS. Ever. So if it's going to happen, it will be now. If Zoro versus Sanji is going to happen, it will be now. And again, Sanji gets a little power bump, right? So I don't know. But here's the thing. You know, Oda's always going to have caveats, right? But it would probably be, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. If Sanji fought Zoro while being Domi Reversi'd, it would be a top 5 fight in One Piece. I'm talking about like ever. Like if Oda really like does it justice. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Like I know a lot of people would like Luffy versus Zoro as well. But man, this is something that we've been wanting. Just to see it. Just a little taste. Right? And here's the thing. Oda could even play with it even more by giving Sanji a blade. Yo, when I say the community would be in shambles, if Sanji is using blades along with kicks, along with Diablo Jambe, Ifrit Jambe, hey, literally, you know what? It might be top one. It might be top one. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Swords on his shoes? You think he's Mafio? Sorry. Here's the thing. This could end bad, right? This could end badly because if Sanji fights Zoro, right, and he gets the bump from being Domi Reversi'd, Sanji, you can't lose. Can't lose. And the tough part is, for the plot, Sanji would kind of have to lose. Because it can't be a Zoro and Kamazo situation. Right? Because I think even when Zoro fought Kamazo, We're like, damn, he got mid-diff by Zoro. But then they're like, he wasn't in his right mind. So I think people would say the same thing if Sanji gets beaten, because they were like, well, Sanji wasn't in his right mind. He was Domi Reversi, da-da-da-da. So Oda has hella outs with that. What if they both get reversed? Then they're not going to fight each other. They'd be fighting against Luffy. Oda wouldn't do that. Oda wouldn't let Sanji lose to Zoro. I don't know, Z. I don't know, Z. I don't know. I don't know. Oda's put Sanji in some compromising positions. You know, Zoro talk about learning to cut through anything. What if you can cut through the bond from Domi Reversi without harming the person? That'd be some next level shit. Does Luffy lose to Domi Reversi, Zoro, and Sanji? Probably not. Okay, here's the thing. He only loses if Domi Reversi doesn't have really a time limit. If Domi Reversi, they can fight for as long as they need to, then Luffy would lose to Zoro and Sanji. Because of the time limit. But y'all know with the time limit, it's always going to be something. It's always going to be a way for Luffy to get out of it. So, but I do think, yeah, he probably would lose to Domi Reversi, Zoro, and Sanji. Well, yes. Zoro fans have the doesn't want to kill his friend debuff as well, right? So he's not trying too hard to kill Sanji. The whole crew getting flipped and Luffy gets saved by whatever's happening in the Holy Land. The whole crew gets flipped? Here's the thing. I don't want Domi Reversi to end up just being like almost like a reanimation thing where like everybody's Domi Reversi and like Luffy has to figure out how to get through it. I need to know exactly the limitations of Domi Reversi, and then we can start having an honest conversation about it. Right now, it's just speculative, and I don't. If we continue to have the conversation about Domi Reversi, it's just going to be completely negative because of our fears about other things we've seen before. Y'all forget Zoro has a god in his body as well. Y'all forget Zoro beat the actual devil. I mentioned what Domi Reversi means in the super chat earlier. All right, Scott, I'm gonna go back. All right, let's go back. Disco! He said, do you think Imu shows up as a shadowy figure to the characters too? Like Imu hasn't revealed their real appearance? I think Imu has revealed himself to itself to certain characters. I think Lily has seen the true Imu. Maybe the first Gorosei has seen the true Imu. I think at least one or two of the Gorosei have seen the Imu's true form. But I want to say that's completely limited. Luna says, the same way the drums have an effect in waking up an ancient robot, I wonder if the drums disrupt the Reversi. Ooh. Would we want to see that? Like breakdancing breaks the Domi Reversi? Breakdancing on music? Like if Luffy says, hit that beat, and then all of a sudden everybody that's Domi Reversi, they start going back? I don't know. I do think the drums do have an effect, though. It woke up Emmett. Twerking, twerking ends the Domi. Robin, you gotta twerk. That's the only way to save her. Does that confirm God Valley is still a bark? I mean, a lot of the characters that were on Thriller Bark are there, so I mean, it would be. I don't know if it confirms it, but you know. I can understand people crashing out though about the chapter. I can definitely understand it. Like, especially if you're a rock stan. Yeah. I'm about to go through all the super chats. Are we having a discussion tonight? I don't know. What's today? This Thursday. I would like to. It is plausible. Domi Reverse is Latin for return home. Elbaf, only people who got reversed are the giants in the God Valley. Only people who got reversed is the Davy family. We talked about this earlier. Beam bop, boom bop, beam bop, boom. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels, but it is creative. Domi Reversi in your homeland. I don't know. Oh, tomorrow's a Chainsaw Man movie. Oh shit. I meant to rewatch season 1 before. Damn. I think it was also just targeted at that then specifically though. Like I'm not completely denying the theory, but we'll see. Emu hates pirates maybe because they leave home. I don't know. This says better than the Demon Slayer movie. All right. I did want to rewatch season 1 before the movie though. But I really want to watch the movie. The Homeland thing is it's very specific. And it feels like it would only be that because it happened in the Homeland. Pastor says he's doing the reversing on it. What you mean? Yo. All right, bro. Season 1 is only 12 episodes. You can get that done. We'd have to have like a stream where we binge entirety of Chainsaw Man in one sitting. Is that possible? It's not crazy. It's not impossible. It's not. You know what? We're gonna do it. Fuck it. Screw it. I mean, you need to watch Gakia. Come on, Spicy. Come on. You know I'm watching Gakiakuta, Gachi, whatever you want to say it. I love that anime. It's taken a jump in the past, like I want to say the past 3 or 4 episodes. It's gotten to another level for me. So yeah, I'm caught up with the anime with Gakiakuta. All right, we're gonna do it. Maybe 2 sittings. We'll watch like 6 episodes in one and 6 episodes in the other. But it's only 12 episodes. Where I'm at with JoJo's, we just started part 4. Just gay. Love it so far. Lil Emu. All right, yo. All right. Okay. Lil Emu says, I like the idea of Domi Reversi being tied to homelands in a world where cultures are erased, origins are forgotten, and information is controlled. I don't hate the idea. I don't hate the idea of the homeland thing. I would just need more context for it to hit a bit more for me. Origin for a child is their father's weakness. Eric said, Brago, it's over. Wait, Eric, somebody mentioned you in a super chat earlier, and they said you don't want to accept the fact that Rox is a swordsman or whatever. I don't know. But they mentioned you earlier, Eric. But what's over? You're gonna discuss with the boys and Jay. He didn't like the emu stuff. Discussion will be fired. Keep up the good work. Hey, appreciate you, names. I can hit Jay, see if he wants to pull up and voice his displeasure. And I don't think there's anything wrong with not liking the emu stuff. I think that's a fair reaction. I just think I think it's too soon to get there. That's for me. I was close. But it's like we don't understand the stipulations yet. I didn't like initially the fact of rocks being turned that easily. But Bosway says, oh, look, who's here? Eric, Bosway was the one talking about it. Bosway specifically was talking about you, Eric. So Jay about to take another break. Did he say that? Did he say he's about to take another break? All right, let's get through all the super chats, guys. We might go through all of them. Jay Twack said nobody's touching you, Scape. It's a fact. Scopper, I'm gonna go to your super chat in a second. Angelo, generational curse. Okay. Winbrin says a generational curse might have something to do with Blackbeard being able to eat multiple devil fruits. Davy Jones might have made a contract and betrayed him. Okay, so now that gets like really complicated because we're saying that with the contract that Davy Jones made with him, he betrayed him, but because of that, it grants other abilities to his descendants. So that's why Blackbeard's able to eat another devil fruit. Like I said, it gets super complicated. I'm glad I'm the boogeyman in these Zoro fans' minds, though. All I said was Rocks has non-cutting moves. That's all, which is true. Oh, man. Bosway says non-cutting, as if Zebek didn't slice Saturn's leg and trisect him at the end of the chapter. Keep your anti-swordsmanship agenda to yourself. Eric. Glad you like part 4. It's my fave. The vibes are good. Now I'm 4 episodes into part 4, 4 or 5 episodes into part 4, and the vibes are amazing. And by the end of part 3, I absolutely like. I'm not gonna lie. The beginning of part 3 of JoJo, I did not like Jotaro. Like I thought Jotaro was like he was edge, but like shallow edge. By the end of part 3, Jotaro's my GOAT. And so going into part 4, where he's like a prominent part of it, man. And I think like seeing Josuke and how he is almost mirroring young Jotaro, and Jotaro kind of looking at him like you're crazy. Like it's like I think it's an amazing dynamic. So yes. Loving part 4. I've heard a lot of great things about part 5. So I can't wait. Oh, Steins Gate. Steins Gate almost broke me in the recent episode. This is something people have to experience for themselves, but we find out about Barrow Taita, and we find out a lot of important information as far as like bloodlines and things like that. And whew, it's like, okay, here's how I feel about Steins Gate. It's making me want to rewatch. I'm not even finished with the series. It's making me want to rewatch it again because of how they're tying things together through time travel. It's crazy. But Steins Gate has been great. Yo, shout out to Dammy Lola with a 10 gifter. Appreciate you, Dammy. Part 4 is great for part 5. I've heard a lot of great things about part 5, but, you know, we don't skip parts. We don't skip. We're going to watch all of it. So, yeah. I've been enjoying part 4 a lot. JoJo's great. Like I said, JoJo is literally a situation where the heroes or the our protagonists, no, the antagonists find a way to lose a 3-1 lead. Like, oh my gosh, like, yo, they would be up. They would like have them dead to rights. And somehow they find a way to squander the lead. It is absolutely disgusting. But it's always hilarious how they do that. Yo, shout out to my guy, the football guy, 20 gifted. Appreciate you, my G. That just reminded me. I have a couple trades I gotta make before this Thursday night game. We gotta get going. I use my microwave. He said, "Damn, we're going band for band." And he just like, yo, what? Yo, shout out to my guy, my football guy. Appreciate you, my G. Let me see. Scopper says, I heard people say Domi Reversi means return home. All giants are rocks in homeland. Domi makes sense. Why Emu hates pirates, not home. I'm not mad at the Domi Reversi being in the homeland thing. It just has to have more significance, which more than likely, if that's what it means, it probably will, as to where it comes from. But right now, it feels a bit weak. Kugan says Emu's about to monitor Fujitora when he finds out what he did to. Hey, man. At this point, with Emu, I guess Emu wants absolute control, but he can't control everything. Like people, because, all right, here's what it is. Emu wants control of the world, but Emu doesn't want to control the world. Does that make sense? Like, he still wants people to be sentient and make their own decisions, but he wants to control those decisions. He doesn't want to be the person controlling the decisions. If that makes sense. So it's like, I want you to fear me. I don't want to be the one controlling you to fear me. So people are like, well, you can just Domi Reversi everybody. But then where's the fun in that, I think, or the solace in that? He wants the control to be through fear, but it's your choice. But of course, he's influencing that choice. Yeah. That's what Emu wants. Monkey D Fence-Sitter has teetered off the fence. Damn, Bryn. Damn. I mean, he has. Listen, Garp is off the hook, in my opinion. Garp is off the hook considering he attacked Emu. Right now, okay. Garp was at a place where he's like, all right, we're not sure, blah, blah, blah. Even in this chapter, he said the Gorosei are maggots. But it's kind of like, okay, so you had a certain feeling about the Gorosei before this. Why? Either way. So there were bad things that Garp knew was happening, but he didn't know it was this bad. Either way, Garp attacks the head of the world as a Marine, right? So now the ball's in the Marines' court or the world government's court. Like, what are you all going to do? What do you do for this insubordination? What do you do? And so for me, Garp is off the hook. Now the world government got to respond because I went at, like, bro, listen. Garp is not completely absolved, right? But I think he's good in my book, considering Garp went and slapped the CEO, right? And now he's still walking around as part of the company. Like, what you gonna do? Fire me? But he's their best employee. But people are saying, well, he still works for this company that are doing bad things. However, what if Garp starts an right? He starts an basically a group going against the company while working for the company. Which essentially what Sword is. So, I don't know. He good. I think he good. I think Garp is good. Like, they need Garp. And they understand that, so Garp can do whatever he wants. Yeah, like Garp starts a union. Garp is the head of the union against the company after slapping the CEO. Garp is fine. Now, of course, we'd like more impact, but there's only so much one man can do. And I do think there is unreasonable amount of expectation placed on Garp, because what do we expect him to do? Considering, like, for instance, when we talk about Dragon, Garp is not the type of man to start a revolution. He's not built like that. Quite frankly, I don't think Garp is smart enough to do that, right? I don't think Garp is patient enough to do that. I don't think Luffy can do it either. It needs a certain type of person to be able to do something like that. So, Garp is good. What's happening, Wallace? Garp is just a pawn. He got no motion in the grand scheme. I don't know about that. You had Father Marines trying to save him, Waka. Trying to save him from doing it because they like him that much. I think Garp, I mean, you got to argue, Garp probably has the most motion in the Marines. Yeah, Garp don't got that. Garp don't got the, I don't think he got it in him to start a revolution. Garp? Could Garp have been fleet admiral? I mean, that's the argument that I went to, Sonic, as far as like, would Garp have impacted more change becoming the fleet admiral or rising in ranks? But going back to Smoker's comment about rising, Smoker wanted to rise in ranks because he wanted more influence, right? He wanted more. He realized that he couldn't do much as a captain, so he wanted more influence because through rising through the ranks. For Garp doesn't have to rise through the ranks because he already has the influence from God Valley being the hero of the Marines. So he gets a pass there because the influence is already there. He doesn't need to rise in ranks to get... Garp's cachet is not going to go up by becoming an admiral or by becoming a fleet admiral. He has just as much influence as a fleet admiral because of the title that he got from God Valley. So that influence is kind of built in. And you can say he's used that influence for Sword and some of the other Marines that follow him. By that metric, hasn't Fujitora done that already? No, that's the thing, where Fujitora has used his influence to impact change with the warlords, right? So it's not saying it's not possible, is that Garp didn't need that to do that. Where, again, I think Smoker, Fujitora, Garp, they're all levels of justice that I think are positive within the Marines, even the Kobe, but Kobe's kind of like it's mini Garp. They're all levels of justice that are positive within the Marines, but they do it in a different way. Smoker is willing to meet the pirates at their level, right? Smoker is willing, like, remember, like G5 and things like that. He's willing to meet the pirates at their level. You want to be an asshole? I'll be an asshole right there with you. Fujitora, he's going through the proper channels, but he's exposing the corruption to the people because, again, Imu wants control, but he wants it to be basically your own choice. So Fujitora is exposing the warlords and then going through the proper channels to incite change. Where for Garp, it is more so seemingly influence. Me living my life and being a Marine the way I am is going to impact the future of the Marines. I think all appropriate levels of justice, forms of justice that are positive, but the one that I would say stands above the others is because of how intentional it was, is probably Fujitora. Because he got banned from every base based on what he did. But Fujitora's intention, right, it led to basically the abolishing of the warlord system. So, I don't think Fujitora gets enough credit. I agree, Wallace. We should have seen Fujitora and his moment at the Reverie. We needed to see that. And his speech, how he delivered all of this. But yeah, Garp is good in my book. But that's the thing, Scatter. I want to know if Garp specifically started this, or did it just happen through influence, because then again it is just passive, right? And Garp kind of gets away with being passive because of how great he is at other things. Because another thing with Sword, all the members are super young, relatively to how old Garp is, right? Super young. So when did you start Sword? Right? I can see raising the next generation is using influence, but is he laying it? But that's the thing, Bryn. We don't know if it's him being intentional about this. Because remember, he didn't just automatically take Aokiji under his wing. Right? He was intentional after Marineford by becoming basically a trainer officially for the most part. But it seemed like a lot of this intention didn't come till later in life. It is Garp, man, such a fascinating character. Is all this still valid after watching Ace die? I think Ace was a no-win situation because let's say Garp is seeing his influence, right? Because I think one of the things that broke Garp's heart more than anything is Aokiji and his choice. Because for Garp, he's looking at it like Kuzan was a positive of Garp's influence, right? He was a shining light from Garp's way of life. And I'm sure for Kuzan leaving the Marines and joining Blackbeard, that got to be like a mind fuck, like, which you would like to see. I would like to see Garp kind of question it. Did I live my life the right way? Right? Did I live it in a way in which this outcome could have been avoided? Should I have been more intentional about what I wanted from my subordinates or from the people that looked up to me? Because I don't know how you don't question that. I don't know how you don't question it after Kuzan leaves and joins Blackbeard. Now, if Garp now knows Blackbeard is Rox's son, now it's like, shit. You know? Garp is amazing. Amazing character, but I think he is a human at the end of the day. Flawed. I can understand why people have their issues with Garp and not agreeing with a lot of the things that he does or things he's done, because a lot of it feels like, bro, you see these things. You've seen these things. What do you do to enact change? Just live? How can you after seeing all the fuck? Here's the thing. For God Valley, which I understand what we're reading. It's One Piece, right? But something that the story isn't painting enough of, right, is the atmosphere of God Valley at this point. I don't think that's being painted enough. Like, I think we got an idea or inkling of it from Dragon and Dragon's reaction where he's throwing up. But, bro, it's hella dead bodies. It's hella dead kids, right? It should be blood everywhere, right? It's like, I'm talking about like you're running away and you're stepping on bodies and you're seeing like the celestial dragons laughing, right? And enjoying the death of all the people, right? It's thousands of people being massacred on this island, right? Not only people, but also Marines being killed. I'm talking about it should be damn near miasma on God Valley because of the stench and the blood from all those people being killed. And again, Garp saw all of this. Listen, I don't know how Garp just goes back, but you know, this is like hell. It's literally hell, and Garp sees all of it, and you know he goes on to make different choices. We would assume. I mean, does fighting against Emu give you an absolute pass? No, but I feel better about your decisions. I feel better about it, I'd say. let's see. Winbrin says we have collective trauma from Kaguya. Indeed. Even though, like, I don't think Kaguya was absolutely that terrible. I just think when it comes to endings, we have. All right. Here's the thing, though. We have a certain expectation for like endings in One Piece or endings in stories in general. Or let me ask y'all, in anime, do we have more good endings than bad endings? Why do we expect good endings for anime? I don't know. Because I think for the most part, most endings are maybe underwhelming. Right? Because, and I do, here's the thing. The issue with endings isn't just about how good the ending is. It's also because it's ending, right? So one, you have to fulfill my expectation of what the ending should be. And two, you have to make the ending good enough because I won't experience this story anymore, right? So it's not just about ending. You have to fill me up. You have to please me. All right. Let's talk about something else. AOT. Okay, here's the thing though. I think a story can be good enough, right? A story can be good enough where like I'm so filled up from the story that all the ending has to do is not crash and burn and I'm okay. AOT supplied so much throughout the years, or so much great, not good, so much great that the ending is okay, but that makes AOT top 5. The ending is fine. I don't think the ending is buns. I think the ending is fine. But because of the great before then, top 5. FMAB, the ending is fine. Fine to good. Not the most amazing ending, but I got a lot of amazing moments from FMAB. Top 1. Hunter x Hunter doesn't even have an ending, right? Naruto, the ending is fine, right? Ending is okay. We still got Boruto, but we got a lot of great stuff throughout. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of stuff. Code Geass, Death Note. Like, I know a lot of us, we kind of think about the ending, right? But maybe that's a flawed way of looking at it, right? Like, I mean, I understand because that's the last thing, right? That's the last thing. Because that makes you kind of question everything. This is I'm going to a Halloween party tonight. Should I dress up as Zoro or Velma? I think you can't go wrong with Velma. IMO. Cass, I think I'd rather do it earlier, like in like an hour or so. Velma's a layup. I think Velma's a layup. Velma with Zoro's source is crazy. Yeah, this girl got the whole Zoro cosplay. I think the fact that AOT was so divisive in the community made it good. I feel it was more they wish it was something else and it's just straight ass. My thing is like, what's an anime with a fantastic ending? What's an anime with a fantastic ending? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get discussion. 37 o'clock. All right. So Dragon Ball GT. I've never seen Fully Cooley. Dragon Ball GT is crazy. Yu Yu Hakusho. I've heard complaints about Yu Yu's ending for sure. Baccano. Never seen Baccano. Maybe I gotta watch those. I add Baccano to my list. Wait. Was GT's ending when we saw years down the line a young Goku and Vegeta fighting? Is that the one? Or am I tripping? No, I've never seen Fully Cooley. I've never seen Baccano. Oh, okay. I've never seen Cowboy Bebop. Never seen Durarara. So, and I don't honestly, I don't remember GT's ending that well. But we're gonna get there. We're at Dragon Ball Z, so I've never seen Soul Eater. Never seen Samurai Champloo. I stopped Ranking of Kings at like episode 15 or something like that. It got to a place where I was like, I'm cool. I've never seen I've seen like a few episodes of Fire Force. I've never seen Prince of Tennis. I stopped watching Gurren Lagann because never seen Claymore. I watched a little bit of Trigun. I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm joking. I've seen Avatar. I've seen Avatar. I haven't seen the end of Haikyuu. I have not seen the end of Haikyuu. What did I think of JJK's ending? I feel like it was dragged. I feel like it wasn't time to end it, and it was ended. I feel like it was okay. Yeah, I was just capping about Avatar, but I've never seen Bebop, Shampoo. I've seen some of Bebop though. I've always watched like I want to say 6 or 7 episodes of Bebop, but I've never watched the entire thing. Shampoo, Afro Samurai, I've never watched those either. Tell you, man, like as far as anime, like no, I never watched Space Dandy. I've read Vagabond. I haven't finished it though. Clanad. Is that the thing? Is it the dango? Is that the chick saying dango? Because please tell me that's not fucking it. Please. With JoJo ending is your favorite so far? I watched Eureka 7 on Adult Swim back in the day, but I didn't finish it. I only watched like certain episodes. The best ending for JoJo? Part 2. I say part 2. Yeah, part 2. I think part 2. Part 3 was actually like, what the fuck? Part 3 was actually ridiculous. But I love Dio in part 3. I love Dio in part 3. But Dio is just ridiculous. Evangelion, never watched Evangelion. Bond Star Racer? Nah. Megalobox. I watched season 1. But I think part 3 has higher highs than part 2. Like part 3 hits a stride that I don't think part 2 would ever hit. But part 2 has some highs as well. But I think part 2 is consistently higher than part 3. But part 3 has like higher peaks than part 2, in my opinion. So damn, it's a lot of anime that I haven't seen, huh? Yeah, bro. Like I said, back in the day, I wasn't watching that much anime like that. Like I was watching anime, but I wasn't like spamming it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't spamming it like that. So like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff that like, you know, I gotta get to. But we're gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? I think also rewatching things that we've seen, like Avatar, an Avatar rewatch has to happen, you know. Code Geass. Is all I Code Geass. I think every 10 years or so I rewatch Death Note. Yeah. Around then. You gotta give Death Note another watch. Because I think you kind of forget how good Death Note is. I haven't watched Code Geass in a while though. I want to say it's been like a good at least a decade. Yeah. And the thing is like I think the beauty about rewatching a lot of the old anime that I loved was like, damn, how does it feel now? Right? Is it still good? Is it still great? And I think it feels really good when I rewatch something like still hits. Like when I rewatched FMAB, I was kind of scared, right? I was kind of scared, but it still hit. It still hit. I broke my heart when we rated The Long Walk at 6. Yes, The Long Walk, and I'm not gonna spoil you guys. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil. But A Long Walk, I think it was a great movie, man. I think it was great. Like it was like an 8 for me. It was like an 8. Kept me intrigued. Good concept, great acting. Terrible ending. Okay. Obscure ending. And you know, but yeah, I'd say I have my issues with it. Caleb said the ending was fire. No. Okay, it was. Here's the thing. It's one of those endings that it wants you to kind of, in your mind, you kind of decide what happens or what the ending is, right? Because it's like, it's no definitive answer. No definitive answer. Like, I need an answer. So, Black Phone 2, I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it and do a review on it. But Long Walk, I really enjoyed The Long Walk. Like, I was genuinely shocked at how much I liked it. If I had to give a rating for The Long Walk, because I think, like, nowadays, the best ratings are, like, what you would do. I'd watch The Long Walk again on streaming, and I'd pay for it. But, like, I'm not paying the full price, but I'd pay for it. I'd pay, like, a $3 rental. I'd watch it again, for sure. Like, if I gave him a rating, I would say I wouldn't watch it again, even if it was free on streaming. The only time I'd watch it again is if it was a group event and we were all drunk and we wanted something to watch because it'd be funnier if you were drunk. Then I'd watch him again. That's about it. That's the only time I watch him again. I think it'd be fantastic with some liquor and friends because you would just find so much shit funny. But that's the only way I watch it again. That's my rating for him. But Long Walk is great. Is this so this isn't day or 9:10 Pacific. So yeah, the plan is to have the discussion in like an hour or so. So around 8:15, 8:30. Superman is on streaming. How would I rate Superman? I would say Superman. Hmm. Uh, hmm. I would give Superman like a 7.8. A 7.8. Yeah. 7.8. I would say I'd watch it again on streaming. Yeah, I'd watch it again on streaming, and I'd be excited about it. That's my rating for Superman. I'd watch it again on streaming, and I'd be excited about it. Now, I wouldn't pay for it, though. I would not pay for it on streaming to watch it again. I'd watch it again on streaming for free, and I'd be excited about it. I think this feels like a new Superman, right? I think there are things they have to work through, right? I think this is a better Lex Luthor, but I do think Lex Luthor could have been even better. He came off as like a whiny little bitch at times, or brat, I should say. Sorry. A whiny little brat, and he was doing things that I felt like was kind of beneath Lex. But in general, I think the plot was fine. I think Superman was just enough cheesy for Superman for me. I do think they go out of their way to somewhat downplay Superman a little bit. Where they don't want Superman to be unbelievably broken in this verse. So they even have characters within the verse that seemingly are stronger than Superman. But I mean, and then that's the thing, Nudie. I think for me, my idea of a perfect Lex Luthor is Lex Luthor from the animated series, right? From Justice League. And I think something about that Lex that kind of stands above the rest is that he's always in control, right? He's always in control to the point that even when he's not, you can't tell, right? No matter what. And I think in this Superman in the movie, you can tell when this Lex was bothered. Like, I think he was throwing a pen at his girlfriend, and he was just, I was like, because he was amazing for like the first half of the movie. And then when he started getting into the nitty gritty of how much he hates Superman, he started to crack. He really started to crack. And I mean, of course, it's a movie, so he has to like lose. But in general, I give it's a solid movie. I thought what's the name? Lewis. I thought she was okay. I did not like, but maybe that's the intention. The scene that she's interviewing him. The scene that she's interviewing him, I was like, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I felt like she was annoying as fuck in that scene, in my opinion. But, you know, I was like, yeah, and she's like, here's the thing. I understand for her why she's that way because she's a reporter. And so she's getting the scoop. And she's super excited about getting the scoop. But it's like, at the end of the day, what matters more? Right? I don't know. I feel like that conversation was intentionally meant to be annoying. But I'm saying if I was Superman, I don't know how much of that I could take. But she's the only person who knows who he is, so she sees him for who he is. I don't think she was necessarily wrong. But again, it's a code, right? I think it's a code that Superman follows. Where it's like somebody's in need that I'm gonna help them. But then she's like, well, what about the politics of it all? Where it's like, how does it look? And they're both right? They're both correct. But I think I'm more so. I mean, more so side with Superman. But yeah, I think it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I felt like a lot of the things that I enjoyed the most about the movie wasn't Superman. I loved Green Lantern. I adored Green Lantern. I adored Mrs. Terrific. Right, they were both standouts in the movie. I thought Hawk Girl felt unnecessary. Felt like they tried to pigeonhole her in, and she was cool, but like but Green Lantern was amazing. I think Mr. Terrific was amazing. Um, what's his name? Crypto. Crypto was a choice. All right, a choice. I didn't hate Crypto, but you know, whatever. Supergirl at the end. I don't know. It felt like a parody, right? It felt like I was like, okay, but I think overall, good movie, good movie, good movie. Yeah. No, but Green Lantern was, I think, in my opinion, Green Lantern and um, Mr. Terrific were the standouts in the movie. I think by far. I think for Green Lantern, not only what he could do, but I think his quips, his dialogue, I think what he brings to that story, I think was great. I think the difference as far as like what you expect from Green Lantern, I think that threw me off, but it was a pleasant surprise. Mr. Terrific, I didn't know who the hell he was. Right? I didn't know who the hell Mr. Terrific was. I was like, yo, how can we get more Mr. Terrific? He needs his own series. I think he needs like a short series on HBO or something. But in general, I think what's his face did what he could with Superman. Superman was good. I don't think he was like, oh my God, this is what I need Superman to be. I did think, I forget the scene exactly, but there was a moment where I cringed a little bit. Maybe it was his monologue talking about like what it means to be human. Which, I understand the reason behind it. Right? He was trying to I guess show and explain to the people like that he's just like them, but quite frankly, you're not. I think it's just I don't know. Yeah. When he's talking to Lex at the end. Yeah, it was like okay. Okay. You know, where it's like trying so hard to paint him as this good guy and like, yo, I feel like other people. I'm like, yeah, bro. Gives a fuck, bro. Like you were Superman, right? Like everybody wants to be you. But nah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you understand the character. You understand why he's that way. Uh it's putting myself in that world where Superman is kind of complaining about wanting to be human and why he's not being accepted as human. And it's just, I think it's gonna fall on deaf ears a lot, just because, like, especially like if Superman was in today's world, a lot of people are like, so fuck what? Comes with the territory, you know. I like that Disco's qualm with Green Lantern was like he's ugly. She's like, well, he's cool, but he's ugly. Why did I have to make him ugly? I think him being, not. All right. It's probably. I mean, I don't. I don't think that's my wheelhouse to say if he's ugly or not. I think the haircut is intentionally I don't know, eclectic, but I think it fits like what they were going for with the character. I think what I would love to see is um I know this Green Lantern with Batman. Like if we get a serious Batman with dry humor, not dry humor, but just a dry personality with this Green Lantern, we could have a masterpiece on our hands. And if you add Flash, like an actual, not the fucking Flash that we got. No, no. But I'm talking about like the fun loving Flash that the jokes don't always land, but they're actually funny. We could have a masterpiece when it comes to quips and dialogue with the Justice League. All right. Based on what they're setting up. I think even Mr. Terrific and Batman could have interesting dialogue. So I think they have an amazing foundation. Amazing foundation. They just got to nail it with Batman. And Superman can just keep being who he is. But however, Superman is never going to be the most interesting character in this group. And quite frankly, he never has been. Right? So I'm okay with it. I think they have a great foundation. And it can only go up from here depending on what they do with Batman and Flash. Christian Bale? No. 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 Also, somehow let's get Peacemaker in here. Right? Let's get Peacemaker in here. Okay? Let's see. I don't know. I like the foundation of where it could go. Said Peacemaker is mid. I enjoyed Peacemaker. I watched the first season of Peacemaker. I really enjoyed it. Christian is a good Bruce, but I didn't care for him as Batman. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I did care for him as Batman, though. I thought he was a good Batman. But he was a great Bruce. First season was good. I haven't seen the second season yet. John Cena is a pretty good actor. Pretty good. Yeah. He's good. He's good. He should have went Black Adam and Shazam route with the Rock. Here's the thing. Hot take, I thought Black Adam was fine. I thought Black Adam was good. I enjoyed Black Adam. I didn't hate Black Adam like a lot of people. Or I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it as much as Superman. Probably. Here's the thing. I feel like Superman has better bones than Black Adam, but the enjoyment was probably the same for me. Especially considering it's Black Adam. I didn't know anything about Black Adam. So I think the enjoyment is pretty much the same, and it feels the same way. I would watch Black Adam on streaming, but I wouldn't pay for it. So, you know, I haven't seen Blue Beetle yet. I gotta watch Blue Beetle. Once I watch all these, I'll drop reviews on them, bro. What the hell is this? I have a family. I'm in like my family this year did a fantasy football league, right? I'm talking like had my aunts, uncles, like we're all in a fantasy football league. Decided to try it, right? And a trade just went down. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this trade, if you know what I'm talking about. It was just a trade. T.J. Hawkinson for Brock Bowers. Blue Beetle was good. I called. Discussion time. I'm at discussion at like 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Do a One Piece example. A One Piece example. T.J. Hawkinson from Brock Bowers. What's a One Piece example? Fuck. What's a One Piece example? T.J. Hawkinson for Brock Bowers. Okay, Smoker for Kobe, but let's say Kobe right after Amazon Lily. So he's a bit beat up. So he has to get healthy. But Smoker for Kobe, essentially. That's what just happened. Yeah, honestly, impact Kobe. Yeah, honestly, impact Kobe, but he's kind of hurt right now. So it's not the worst trade, but obviously Kobe just has more potential. But you can't use Kobe right now because he's hurt. So, it's bullshit. I don't know. It's a family league. You know, they know ball. They know ball. But I mean, they're not like, it's not die hard. If you want to win now, then keep Smoker. Yeah, I didn't look at the teams. I just saw the trade. Yeah, plus this is bye week too. No, in this league. Wait, hold on. I don't know what just happened. The trade just happened again, but it happened the other way, where Brock Bowers just got sent back for T.J. Hawkinson. All right. We gotta figure out what's going on here. They got vetoed down. Nah, it looked like it got accepted again. Love my family. But all right, we've reached the end. We'll be back in like an hour and a half or so. I think we're gonna be top 5. Half hour what? Half hour. The family watching the stream probably. But yeah, we'll be back in like an hour. That's the goal. Have a discussion. Talk about the chapter. Black Adam isn't forever would be a Shazam villain. The fact The Rock wanted to try and have him go against Cavill Superman was just stupid, especially for us comic folks. I don't think The Rock was trying to do that. I mean, obviously for the comics folks, it's like, what are we doing? However, I think The Rock was trying to use his celebrity to get the best matchup possible, right? So I think for The Rock, he was thinking, he's kind of like he's a wrestler, right? He's a showman. So for him, he's kind of looking at it like, what's the best matchup based on not only inverse power and stardom, also outside of that. He was thinking Black Adam versus Superman would go fire. And I'm not going to lie, after, right, Black Adam, I was kind of excited for Superman versus Black Adam. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of excited for it. I don't think The Rock is the reason why the DCU failed, or that iteration of it failed. The reason why it failed is because of poor casting and impatience. I thought from the get-go, what's his name as the Flash was a very ass choice. Didn't like it. Didn't think he fit. Didn't like the jokes. Didn't like the quips. I didn't like it. It was bad. I think the whole cyborg shit was cool, but maybe some more fleshing out was needed. The Flash was ass, and they rushed it. And then I don't want to get started with Wonder Woman. Listen, all right. I think she has the look, right? She has the look. But how can we have her act but don't say nothing? I like Gal Gadot. I like Gal Gadot. She just not a great actress, right? Not a great actress. And so, yo, the thing is, like, every so often on Twitter, right? Every so often, they just drop, like, one of the worst performances you've seen in cinema. And she's, like, littered on the list. Like, she's just all over. Kaleb, no. Give me the stone. And it's like, I think a part of it is just, like, her accent, right? And I don't... It's like she's not even that bad. All right, maybe she is, but she just needs some practice. Exactly, she just needs some practice. She just needs some practice. Give me the stone. I just think she can't. So I think that's what it is, right? Man, like, I can imagine for the DCU. We know why people started hating her recently, but flame. Dangerous territory. I'll say, all right, before we get out of here, Calvin said, I don't know if anybody mentioned it already, but maybe those 19 kings got subjugated by Emu. Well, that's Calvin. Good comment. Appreciate the 5. I was going to say as well, maybe they got subjugated and were forced to follow him, but also, how did Emu get all this damn power? Did he always have it? Like, was it inherited? What the hell is going on? Do you have a superhero that you want to see on screen? Not really. I'm not, like, as well versed in comics like that. So I don't. Okay, let me think about it. Maybe let's go deeper. I don't know how they pull it off because he looks weird. Let me look at him one more time again. I'm surprised they haven't done it. Or maybe they haven't, I don't know. But he looks weird as fuck, right? And I don't know how they can pull it off in real time. I say, like, they should make him a villain because I don't know how you make him a hero. Or maybe change the color coordination. But Captain Planet. Hear me out, right? Captain Planet. I love Captain Planet. I don't know why I like Captain Planet. So I just remember liking Captain Planet a lot. But Captain Planet has a despicable color design. But that's who I first thought of, Captain Planet. But I don't think Captain Planet should be a good guy. I think Captain Planet should be the villain. Hear me out. So Captain Planet starts out, it's like maybe it's like a DCU movie, and they start out, and then the Justice League is in trouble, and all of a sudden Captain Planet shows up, and the kids they bring him because he's from the Earth, but then he starts getting corrupted, right? Because remember, the Earth is full of like all these bad people and bad energy. So now Captain Planet exactly turns into Captain Global Warming, and then he turns into like the main antagonist of the movie. I don't think I want to be the good guy. I want to be the villain. And then even the people with the rings, they can't control him. Right? I think that's what should happen. Didn't Don Cheadle play Captain Planet? On what? This is ridiculous. What? Oh my God. Okay. This is actually ridiculous. What the fuck? Why is Don Cheadle Captain Planet? Okay. Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough, Captain Planet. All right, guys. We'll be back. Y'all be safe. One Piece. Whoa. I didn't know that happened. Wait, what? My phone died. How much? Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're leaving off legendary, unless you want to talk about Violet Myers again.